Hello, my lovely starborns. Welcome to your reading. This one is for the fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So I'm being guided to do this collective reading for the fire signs. So let's get to it. Messages for my lovely fire signs. Do they need to know right now? What's happening? If you want to skip to the reading, you will find the timestamp in the description box. The middle pillar. Yeah, okay. Hmm. Look who's underneath. And here. All right. One from the moon deck. Wow, full moon in Leo. That's a fire sign and it says go wild. Okay, and we have last quarter moon in Capricorn as the overall energy. Leave the past behind. All right, and final one from the dragon deck. Drops of azure. Okay. Godly foundations. Beautiful. Now let's get your tarot. All right. We're ready. Okay. I saw this earlier. Oh. Mm. Wow, no wonder it's guided to do this reading. Two of Cups underneath. Mm. 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 All right, and final. Wow. And the Fire King. Mastery of the element of fire itself. And are you seeing all the wands here? And the sun underneath. Wow. Okay. Wait, let me just show you the underlying energy as well. Hmm. Right. So your main message here is end of obstacles. And I'm not talking about just external obstacles. I'm also talking about self-created, internal, unconscious, subconscious obstacles, all right? The things which confuse you, any tendency for rash actions in your everyday reality, all of that is subsiding here, my lovely fire signs, especially with the middle pillar being your very first message here. It's all about integration, all right? It's about the integration of the left and the right side. So this is integration of polarities, right? This is overcoming the spirit of competition, as well as it was not in vain, you know, everything served a purpose. You have learned some big lessons, life lessons. Also, this reading is very special because I'm going to tell you some things, and I believe this will be a very specific reading. It's not going to be for everyone, so only take what resonates, all right? But my lovely fire signs, as you can see, you have the reptilian card, right? And the position it is in is very, very crucial, okay? And your underlying energy is the tree of life, Kabbalah, all right? So that's very relevant because each one of you, okay, whether you know this, whether you accept this or not, you have been undergoing initiation, okay? And not just the initiation of the tree of life, but you have been undergoing the initiation of the tree of death. Yes, you heard me. You have been undergoing the initiation of the tree of death. And right now you are receiving this message because you have crossed a major threshold. Because look at your cards. The only king that is showing up here is the King of Fire. This is the mastery of your very element. Okay? So yeah. Big deal. So let's read about the middle pillar, okay? So from your crown to your feet, it's easy to imagine divine wisdom moving through you and being anchored on earth. Your full potential and inspirational ideas are waiting to be discovered now. And with the sun being here, it's out in the open. Oh yes, it is. Okay? So especially if you have the need to focus on your creative endeavors, now is the time, okay? Especially my writers, there's something very significant happening for you. Many of you will be writing books. Most likely it will be about your own life, the way things have been happening. There is something else that is at play here, a higher power. Yeah, it is. But middle pillar is important because this is you overcoming limiting beliefs. This is you overcoming past conditioning, as well as you're protected against future conditioning too, all right? Plus, if you have been initiated into the tree of death, some of you, maybe you consciously did it. Others, I don't think so. I believe this has been a very, I'm hearing extraterrestrial event for you. Like, yeah, your guides were in charge. They were influencing your life in order to help you gain this higher consciousness, in order to help you evolve as a human being, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. And are you seeing how many wands you have? And it's all in progression: 7 of wands, 8 of wands, 9 of wands, and finally the 10 of wands. And the position it's in is very, very relevant, because that is telling me that you have overcome your own conditioned hypocrisy, okay? The things that we pick up on from others, from the forces, the elements that affect us, the the external forces that are at play in this realm, okay, the forces that work against you. It's the end of all of that, especially with Two of Cups, because that is, again, it is this energy of harmony, okay? It's this energy of, what do you say, like a very mutually beneficial kind of relationship, okay? And this relationship, yes, it can show up. Perhaps it has already showed up as a friend, as a guide, as a mentor, but this is more so about you. Now, with the Nine of Pentacles, this is you gaining immense abundance in all areas of your life. And with the earth element, yes, it talks about your material and your money. Yes, but for me right now in this reading, it is more than that. It is about success in the spiritual, in the emotional realm, in the mental realm, and of course physical. All right? Yeah, because right now what's happening is you're focusing on your own needs. All right? What you have overcome here is also this tendency to scatter your energy, where you were perhaps letting your precious energy go to places and you're sharing it with people, hoping to, okay, there's something about potential where you perhaps invested a lot of energy in certain endeavors and partnerships and connections, perhaps work hoping that is going to last long, which is again taking me to your overall energy in the outcome, which is godly foundation, so we'll get back to it. But yeah, essentially you were dealing with certain things which were not meant to last long, but perhaps in the moment you thought it's going to, so you gave it your all. Okay? And yeah, fire signs, you're kind of like that, you don't half-ass anything, and that can be a great thing. In many cases it can be, but in the wrong places, the wrong situations, it's not such a great thing, right? And usually you learn through persistence, experience, and you kind of also get to know your own metal through these experiences, so everything is serving a purpose, especially if we are talking about the tree of death here. Because what happens, like, yeah, if you like zoom out and think of the tree of life, and you get initiated through the lightning bolt and all of that, and you reach the highest sphere, what happens then? In your actual existence, you are still going to somehow serve the matrix. Not saying that matrix is not a part of our experience, it very much is, but essentially the highest form of experience it can provide when we are tapping into the tree of life, it is very much about not being your own boss. Okay, so no matter how far up on the hierarchy of things you reach, you're still under someone else's thumb, and that is what is dissolving, has transformed, is here to change. Okay, so, and this has been a result of self-acceptance, believe it or not. This is all because of your self-acceptance of your own being, okay? Many of you did not settle for less. You did not settle for breadcrumbs. Many of you with the Nine of Pentacles there, you decided to do it alone. You decided to, yeah, you tapped into this healthy energy of pride, and you kept it going, especially with the spiritual water card being there, because it requires courage to go on this journey. That is why tree of death is coming up. Many people, they try to consciously initiate into these systems, these workings. But yeah, they don't go all the way through because it requires courage, it requires strength, it requires resilience, and that is what you have. All right? That is why you are being blessed here, because the first part is all about what's happening, and the final part is all about the outcome. And look what we have in the outcome. You are here to manifest your reality as you see fit. You're here to be your own master. You are here to live your godhood self, okay? That's exactly what is up for most of you. You are leaders, like natural born leaders. I keep picking up on this energy on my channel. Many of you, you're aligned like that. And right now, what's happening is you are being tested, especially because, see, look, you have the full moon in Leo, right, which is a fire sign, fixed fire sign, that too. And Leo is the energy of King of Wands. Again, that is the mastery of your element, but it's also Leo, so it very much is connected to all the fire signs, right? All the signs trine each other. But the King of Wands is a natural born leader, okay? And the mastery of fire element is all about honesty, where you're dignified, you know, you command respect, where you're friendly, you are not in your ego. When it's reversed, that's when the ego game is being played. But Tree of Death is what helps you overcome that ego, especially spiritual ego. So people who, you know, just deal with the Tree of Life and they think that is all about the ascension process, they often are victim of spiritual ego, because the Tree of Death is all about internal processes. You know, you deal with your own issues, your inner self, your own ego mind, your id, your superego, the unconscious, the subconscious, all of that deep dark stuff, you know, the yin segment of it all. And yeah, that is why, you know, I have always felt a weird kind of energy from the love and light community, because I can sense, I can just sniff this energy of a level of spiritual bypassing. And maybe some people are here for that experience, but the ones I'm reading for, no, you guys go in depth. You guys are ancient beings. You guys are non-judgmental, even if you dealt with a level of judgment in your life here. But right now, what is happening here is no, non-judgment is what is at play here. Okay, this is a result of hard work. This is a result of, again, initiation. For many of you, this is unconscious. This is a meta in nature, all right? There are ways you can figure out which level of initiation you're on. It depends on how much you notice the signs, the syncs, the entities, the deities, the gods, the spirit beings, angels, demons coming to you. They will give you a good idea, okay? But this has been a process, and especially past year or so, okay? Now, the ones I'm reading for, you guys, you have crossed a very significant threshold during this 10-10 portal. Yes, many of you, you'll be crossing it. But I am hearing the hard part is over. Yeah, because even the sun is 10, essentially. And that is what is up. And then that is the 30th path, the sun, which is again 3. And we do have the Empress here, okay? So what is happening is pre-Empress and Empress together, okay? Regardless of whether you are single or whether you are mingled, or whether you are partnered up, the kind of life force that is at play here, you are entering a whole different world, because you have been navigating the light and the darkness of it all. This is like this energy of all that is, you know,
Anima Mundi energy. That is what I'm getting here. You are in touch with the soul of the universe, at least our visible universe, and even the invisible one. So many of you will feel this surge of energy. Okay, now again, it depends on where you are at on that path. Okay, and this message is obviously for the ones who are above and beyond conditioning, especially dogmatic conditioning. People who don't need saviors, who actually understand the energy of unity consciousness. Because what is it? We can go in depth, but like this is something which is more so like it's gnosis, praxis, gnosis. It's like it's different for each one of us, but essentially you understand the signature, and that is what is up here. You have shed so many layers, especially the husky layers, the shells. You've been shedding the shells. And now what is coming up for you is the Empress self, your Empress self, illumined by the sun. Vital life force is at play here. Okay, many of you could be feeling activity in your spine, in your back, even if there is a bit of I don't know, if you're feeling knots or something of that nature. Yeah, just know it's all good. It's all good, but I believe movement is going to be very helpful for sure. Spending time in nature is going to be very helpful. Getting some sunlight, even if it's for 2 minutes, 3 minutes during the day, very, very helpful. All right, and then I have another message for you guys. So if you have any chakra practices, especially if you are dabbling in the oriental chakra practices where they look at mantras, yantras, and all of that, stop doing that. Okay, stop doing that. Lock your aura, lock your auric field. Make sure the higher channels are logged in as well. Okay, like the energy is not leaking out. Make sure the energy is not leaking out, even though the process that you've been undergoing, it has been taking care of the movement of your chakras. Okay, so essentially when you go deep down in the tree of death, it kind of does something to your energy field. Okay, where basically you overcome certain issues which we see in the love and light community. All that pain and suffering often turns into bitterness because, yeah, I mean, if you are a natural born healer, empath, and you are attuned to light, and I'm not saying that love and light community, they are not of light. They're very much of light, organic light. They are, but they end up being victims for a reason. Okay, and I think many of you, if you're still watching this, you have figured that out. Yeah, you really know that by now. And it's about tying your horses now, like you mean it. And many of you have been doing that, especially with the Knight of Pentacles. This has been a slow tying up of your horses. Okay, but it's here. It's here. You have overcome narrow-mindedness. You have overcome judgment. You have overcome stagnation of your own energy field. Yeah, there have been times where you've been down on the low, but remember, all of this led to this moment right now. Okay, so whatever you have been through, not in vain, especially if this has been an unconscious initiation, a meta initiation. That's what I like to call it. It's meta. It's like your let's just say your future self, your own future self has designed all of this, okay, and is helping you. Yep. And yes, I mentioned the 10 portal is because the underlying energy is that of last quarter moon in Capricorn, and I believe it was around the 10 portal, yeah, this particular moon phase. And the Leo full moon will be happening when the sun will be in Aquarius. So yeah, big things are happening then for sure. But I believe with the 10 portal, many of you, yes, you've crossed a very significant threshold on your initiation journey. You are still, many of you, yes, you're still there, but I'm just seeing 578 number, they are like standing out to me. So many of you are at the 5th sphere. Some of you are at the 7th, and others at the 8th. But essentially, all of you, you're reaching at the 8th sphere. Yeah. And the energy is inverted, so it's an inversion to the tree of life, your own research. But if you have been consciously doing this, then of course you know what I'm talking about, right? And if others of you, if you think this is not your story, and if you're still here, then this is a path that is opening up for you. It's wide open for you. It's up to you. Can you overcome your limiting beliefs, your fears? Okay, if you can, then yeah, you have access to this. See, this is why the more I understand this journey of ascension, the more I understand how entangled it is with the yin energy, the matter, the darkness that we don't want to see, the darkness that we like to shun, that we don't want to face. But the thing is, the more you face it, the more you have faith, the more you go through it without tapping into that victim consciousness. Even if you can touch that victim consciousness every now and then, but you consciously choose to not enter that portal, the more you keep ascending higher and higher, even if it looks like descension. Technically it is, but like if you think of, like if you zoom out and if you really look at our planet, there is no top or bottom. Even the poles shift. So anyway, you have seized the day whenever you're watching this. This is victory. This is definite success here. Okay, you have you have definite success here. Okay, I'm hearing that song, Underdog. Yeah, underdog. I'm the underdog. Live my life through a lullaby, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Now you can like expect really fast-paced shifts, changes in your external reality, all right? But the shifts that are coming in for you, these are here to like align you to your dharmic path. Okay, there's a sense of completion. There is definite sense of that energy of end of an era. There is quick movement here. This is you can expect some news which is in your favor, okay, which will prompt you to take action, to do something about, especially when it's connected to travel and moves. But hope is back. Hope is a thing with feathers. Yeah, it can fly away, but it can fly back to you, and that's what I see here. Yes. Now let's see the outcome here. Many of you, you're like, this life is all about being in that self-starter mode. Help will come to you from every corners. Every corners. How many? 8 corners. So not just the 4 cardinal points, but the sub-points too, the 8 directions. That's massive. Again, I'm like being taken to the King of Wands. Let's just call they, yeah? But it's he, because it is more so about mastery of spirit, okay? With the Queen of Wands, it's the mastery of the soul, and that has already happened. The King of Wands is the mastery of the spirit. And when we talk about the tree of death or tree of life, the energy is more so connected to spirit, the movement of the spirit. So this is massive. You'll be very inspired, very, very inspired. And of course, all of this is happening because many of you have absolutely moved into your authentic living, your authentic role. You're not afraid of being who you are at the soul level, and now even the spirit is affirming, yes, a big yes, that you be who you are. And who are you? A god. This is about evolution. What is this journey of ascension? I mean, yeah, we talk too much about, like, portals and aliens, and all of that is, yeah, it's relevant, definitely, because we do have that meta energy even here, though it's like it's understood as something nefarious. So, but then there is a mirrored energy, there is a higher purpose, okay? And be it negative or be it positive, all these beings, they are deeply entangled, quantumly entangled with our existence, with the Maya itself, So, if you have been feeling a level of depersonalization that led to some sort of, like, just again, I'm getting any kind of stagnation, all of that is shifting. All of that is shifting, You will be, again, and I'm seeing the love for the planetary energy. Mother Gaia herself is increasing, especially with the Empress and the pre-Empress here, and then the Knight of Pentacles. Nature is calling to you. Maybe you really want to explore this planet. You want to go to really, I don't know, distant lands, different places. You want to see different landforms. So yeah, that is happening. You've been very patient. So be ready. Be ready to be blown away, And again, you have understood something about your own energy, okay, where it's all about how manifestation actually occurs, okay? So be mindful of your thought processes, and I think you've been doing this. That is why this energy is showing up, where you have been mindfully channeling life force to your advantage, okay? Yes. And your own hidden powers are being revealed to you right now. You're understanding who you are, and there's this energy of revelation to it, like, which is apocalyptic. Revelation is always apocalyptic, okay? Even when you're on the initiation path, there are spheres, there are gates which are apocalyptic in nature. The energy of death is very loud. This is you becoming very comfortable with mortality. And when that happens, it's like you overcome fears in ways that you couldn't when you were simply attuned to the tree of life. Because yeah, there's that polarity at play, right? And it's like, okay, that is good, then this has to be bad. But essentially the magic lies in the center. That is why the middle pillar is here, okay? And of course, this is a process, and each one of you are at a different path. But if you're still here, if you're still watching, you're attuned to this energy. Claim it. If this scares you, then you need to sit down and do your research, okay? But that's all I see here. And yes, I mean, the outcome is that heightened manifestation is here. Your will dominates. Your will dominates, especially since you know who you are, what you want, what you need, not want, what you need, okay? Because the manifestation realm is very much about what you want, okay? And often people end up manifesting what they want only to find out that, oh my God, I really did not need this in my life, you know? So the energy is very different here. It's like, you're attuned to what you need. And when you manifest from that space, result is quicker. Okay, Spirit is saying it's just, it comes in the right time. It's like the perfect time when you totally attuned and aligned with the Eight of Wands here. Okay? Yeah, where there is no scope for failure. Okay, where the energy, your manifestation totally helps that beautiful, that strong foundation that you've built. It helps you build upon it in a very consistent manner. Okay, I'm getting this energy of like many of you, like you were being tested left and right during this initiation, and you have no idea how many tests you have passed. The integrity was tested, and you have dealt with a lot of gatekeepers. Yeah, and often these gatekeepers are the testing forces who show up in our life. They show up in our life, as humans, as incarnate beings. Yeah. So look back at your life, especially past year, and try to connect the dots. You'll be surprised what shows up. Forget the past year. Just look back at past 5 months, 5 to 8 months, and see. Okay? Okay. So what's coming in is there is no space for self-doubt anymore. You will not be a victim of manipulation. Your will not be bent. Okay? You'll be very careful where you put your trust and also energy, whom you share your energy with. Many of you have been exploited in the past. You have been taken advantage of. All of that, it's not going to fly anymore. Okay? And there will be this energy of all that untapped potential, talent. Like the floodgates are opening, okay? Sky's the limit. Also, many spiritual gifts are coming alive. This is truly enlightened energy. Yes. This is true unity consciousness. Because how we understand unity consciousness is often, again, just about the high vibrational beings, the higher realms. I mean, we often forget even the reptilians are very high vibrational. So, like, and there's a certain image, right, that comes to mind when you think about them, because again, that's the part of the collective consciousness. So yeah, understanding the bigger picture, the actual bigger picture, and you understand that. That's why this reading is for you. And yeah, that's all I see. I hope this helps. See you in the next one. Take care.